Hello from day 4,221 of Lupus. My update, I don't know what I put in the last video, I'm not even gonna lie. I have gotten some pain relief, finally. And it's so exciting. If you hear any weird slurping noises in the background, that is Pierre being obnoxious at this exact moment. Anyways, I feel like my pain has really handicapped me for quite some time, and it's starting to ease up. It's not gone by any means, but it is starting to ease up, and I'm like, finally. So I had a consult with a new rheumatologist. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video. That's just me being lazy and not checking. But I had a consult with a new rheumatologist, suggesting increasing my Imuran. And since doing that, I feel much better, like, from a, how do I say this, from like a core level. I feel like before I felt pain like deep inside in a way that it's like, I can't even describe it. And I feel like that pain is not gone, but I'm gonna just say gone for now. That pain is gone, and I feel like that is 1000% due to the Imuran. So thank you, Imuran. I went ahead and got the injections in my lower back to see if the pain would go away in, preparation for a potential ablation. So I got a medial, bilateral, so both sides, branch block in my lumbar spine, so my lower back. They gave me bupivacaine, and it worked like a charm. I felt like, oh my god, I could bend and move in all these ways in my lower back that I haven't been able to do in so long. Now, the issue is that only works on the lower back, not the upper back. So it's like, okay, I can move around to a degree, but my shoulders and my upper back are still locked tight like they've always been. And I've asked them about, am I able to get shots up there as well? But no, because it could like paralyze your lungs and all this stuff. So no, they're not allowed to do it up top. You just kind of got to suffer through the up top, apparently, which sucks. But again, I got something out of that experience. It lasted about 2-3 days before it started to wear off, and that pain definitely came rushing back like pretty hardcore. I have to get another round of that at some point next month to verify that they've found the right spot, so that when my platelets, I believe I mentioned my platelets are really low before, but when my platelets reach at least 75, their last check they were at 50. Again, they're supposed to be between 200 and 300, so that should tell you what you need to know about that. That once it hits 75, I got the green light from my hematologist, the blood doctor, to go ahead and get that ablation. So with that, they would go in and burn those nerves in my spine that caused the lower back pain. Again, this is all for the lower back. I essentially get no help for the upper back. I mean, I have muscle relaxers and stuff, but they make me feel real weird. So I've been really holding off on those. What else? I recently had a bone marrow biopsy. This is my second one. I got one about maybe 3 years ago when I was hospitalized. This is again in reference to my low platelets. My doctor, my hematologist, just wanted to make sure that there wasn't some alternative cause for why my platelets keep going low, which they've done multiple times over the years, like leukemia or a bone marrow issue of some sort where it's just not making the platelets. But all of it was normal, so it truly is just the lupus in it. So there's that. I do still have pain in my lower right back from that injection site. So with that, mine was CT guided. You're not knocked out, you're kind of like in a twilight, and they stick a needle that's guided by a CT machine that you're laying in into your back and then into your hip, where they cut out like piece of your hip bone and go inside and take the bone marrow out and take that and go analyze it under a microscope. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Other major update, as of recently, I did a bone density scan because I've been on steroids for so long. For those who don't know, steroids can eat your bones, essentially. They eat away at your bones. So it's not ever good to be on steroids for an extended period of time, and I've had extremely high doses of steroids, 1,000 milligrams 3 days straight when I was in the hospital, like as an emergency, and I've been on steroids for years. I am trying to taper. I feel like I'm really getting close to the end of my taper, fingers crossed. I'm at 8 milligrams right now. Because every time I try to go down, it's so painful. I can't do it. I have to go maybe 4 milligrams higher than whatever number I'm at that time, trying to taper. But I think, again, with increasing the Imuran, it's making the tapering a lot easier because the pain is eased up. I've been having a lot of brain fog. Oh, that's the other major issue I'm having right now. My potassium is very low. It's 3.3. Your potassium levels should be between 3.5 and 5. And it seems like, oh, well, it's a tiny number off. What it shouldn't make much of a difference. At 3.5, it's already even questionable. So 3.3, for about a week there, felt so disoriented and like I could not concentrate at all. It's like people would talk to me and I'm like, I hear you, but I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, I just cannot think, and I feel so weird, and I feel like I take 2 steps and my heart is racing, and I just feel like I'm gonna pass out all the time. Just constant, like, this pressure on your head and on your shoulders, like pushing you down, like you need to lay down and you're gonna pass out. And I couldn't figure out what it was from, because I get that feeling, that level of brain fog when I'm on high doses of steroids, like 60 milligrams of steroids. And I'm like, I'm not anywhere near those numbers. I'm at 10. I was at 10 at the time when it started. So why do I feel like this? Because 10's not new. It's not like I went up or anything. I've been on 10 for a very long time at this point. None of my meds have changed. Nothing's changed. I don't understand. Why do I feel like this? And I got labs done on Monday. Today's Friday. And my potassium was 3.3. And I was like, that's what it is. I'm not going to go into all the depths, but you can look up what symptoms you get with low potassium. But the danger of it is it can start causing heart arrhythmias, because potassium is one of the main electrolytes that fuel your heart and how it pumps and the electrical signals there and all of that. So you need to have enough potassium so your heart doesn't start acting crazy. And I definitely probably should have went to the hospital so that they could give me like an infusion or something because I was having symptoms, but I didn't. I just took potassium that I already had at home, prescription, because the potassium you get over the counter is not the same type of potassium that you get as a prescription. Like, I think potassium over the counter, and I could be wrong, but I'm not gonna look it up. I think it's like potassium sulfate. So, and the one that, like they give you in the hospital or they prescribe is potassium chloride, because that helps carry the potassium into the cells and blah, 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 blah. You can look it up. I'm not doing it. But yeah, essentially, so I already have potassium chloride from just having Lasix, which is a diuretic that helps you, when you have like a lot of fluid and you're swollen and stuff, it helps you pee out all of that excess fluid. But it does drain your potassium. So when I take Lasix, I'm supposed to also take potassium at the same time as I take the Lasix, so that I'm replacing what is getting drained out. So again, I already had that. So I've put myself, no doctor is managing this, but I get labs every week and I'm a nurse, so I know all this information, and it's not new. I've had low potassium before. I'm gonna take the potassium chloride pills twice a day for a week. Make sure I get my levels up. Even after one day, I felt so much better, and I was like, yep, I knew that was what the issue was. I still, again, have a bit of a brain fogginess, but I also think that that's in association with new medication that I've started, which I'll go over in a second. But yeah, when I recheck my labs again on Monday, because again, I do it every week, I'll see what my numbers are at with having had taken these pills. And by then, hopefully my rheumatologist will have responded with a more long-term plan. I told them, about my symptoms and that I felt weird and what my potassium levels were, and was asking for a long-term solution because I don't want to be on potassium pills for a long time. For those who don't know, these are like the biggest pills that you can get. Let me show you. This is what we call a horse pill. These things, look at the size of it compared to my nose. This is freaking huge. Let me show you in comparison to like another pill I take on a daily basis. This is Imuran. This is the Imuran that I've been loving. There we go. This is the Imuran that I've been taking. This is potassium. Look how freaking huge this thing is. I do not want to be taking, and I'm a pro at taking pills at this point. Been doing it for over 10 years. So, like, it's not an issue to me, but no one should want to be taking potassium pills on a regular basis. So I sent a message to my rheumatologist to come up with a more long-term solution. So, waiting on that, and then again, Monday, I'll repeat the labs. And then the last update I have is I'm in the process of transitioning off of Lexapro, my antidepressant, to Cymbalta, a different antidepressant that also works with people who have chronic pain. It's only been 2 days, but I will say I already noticed a difference. With the Cymbalta, it's like everything goes quiet in my head, which I've only felt a few times from like some supplement that I took one time, where I'm just like, whoa, is this what the average person feels like? There's not 1,000,001 thoughts just in your head all the time, and it's like a thing, if you have it, you don't notice it because you're used to it until it's gone. So my head is always like all day, 24/7, all day, with the chattering. And I don't notice it until it's quiet. And my head is quiet right now. And it's freaking great. I also feel, let me try to describe how I feel. Like chill. Almost like when you're high, but like not. Like just like chill. It's just like, it's chill. We're good, man. We're fine. Yeah. But I don't have like a high with it. In regards to pain relief, I do feel like my lower back anyway, feels pretty good right now, which is very interesting because I'm starting my period and I have horrendous cramps in the front, but the back feels pretty good. Lower back. My upper back hurts pretty bad right now, like real bad. And I do kind of have, with that, like, being chill, I do have, like, a bit of a brain fogginess where I do feel slightly disconnected out of it. Even though my brain is quiet, I still feel like I'm, like, what's going on? That sort of degree. So, I do have slightly more motivation, which was something that I had mentioned, that I just feel like on the Lexapro, yes, my anxiety and depression were better. For, if anything, I would say my anger. I used to be so angry all the time. And the Lexapro, I feel like, helped that a lot. Definitely still have, like, thoughts and stuff, but I felt like I didn't have motivation to do stuff, like to clean or to go out or to whatever, unless I felt like I had to, sort of thing. Like, my apartment's disgusting. Not gonna lie, anybody who knows me knows that my place is a mess. But the thing is, the mess, like, it stresses me out to the point where I'm just like, I'm so stressed out about the mess that, like, I can't fix it, if that makes sense. It probably, if you don't suffer from this, it's not gonna make sense. But those who get it, get it. Yeah, it's like, there's so much to do that I don't know what to do first, so I'm just not gonna do anything. Which, in my head, I interpret as, like, a lack of motivation. And so I was telling my psychiatrist that I want to be on a medication that gives me that drive to want to fix stuff and clean stuff and do. I've been meaning to make an update video for who knows how freaking long, and I haven't. And right now, I just thought about it and immediately did it. The thought happened, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. So, yeah, the Cymbalta definitely is going to be good. Once I fully transition over and I'm on a higher dose, I'll probably feel fucking sky high. Oh my God. Looking forward to that. Yeah, so that's my update so far. Future-wise, I'm looking to hopefully get into a CAR T-cell trial. I do believe I mentioned that in the last video. I've emailed some companies that are doing it here in Arizona, and both of them said that don't have anything right now, but that doesn't mean that something won't, pop up in the future. Looking forward to that next set of back injections, because that pain relief is very nice. And then hopefully they can find me something for my upper back. Oh, the main new thing that I've got going on right now that should help me long term. I started pulmonary rehab. When I go upstairs or walk for an extended period of time, move around a lot in general, I'm so winded. But it's not even just that. I get like my ears start ringing, it turns super bright, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And this could be literally from like a 2-second jog across the room. I get like that, and that's like, it's not normal. That's not normal. To get that level of dizzy and lightheaded from such minimal exercise. So pulmonary rehab is supposed to help with that. It's essentially insurance covered personal trainers. That's my experience so far, and there's nothing wrong with it. Those people there are great, but that's like, I feel like the best way to kind of sum it up. They monitor my vitals while I'm exercising to make sure I don't pass out, and the exercises are supposed to increase in difficulty over the upcoming weeks to help build up that lung capacity and the cardio side of it, so that I don't feel like I'm going to pass out when I'm going upstairs. And that has been pretty exciting. That's going to take over yoga for me. I just don't feel like I'm going to have the strength to do both. I could, but I don't. If I push it too far, then I'm not going to be able to do either. And I restarted physical therapy for my back. So hopefully he can work on my upper back. Pulmonary rehab will work on my lungs. The injections will work on my lower back. And hopefully I can get back in for my hand. This is a hand update. I haven't shown my hand in so long. I'm not in occupational therapy anymore. Insurance stopped covering it. They're supposed to be figuring that out. That's another thing I'm going to immediately work on after this, because I thought about it and I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what's going on with that. But here's my hand. Like, I can really stretch it. But just in general, just holding it out, it's kind of curved like this. This is, again, the palm. It's pretty tight in here, or I feel like I need to stretch it. The wrist scars, I feel like it's pretty good. Flexibility, I can get here. Whereas on this side, I can get, let's see, it's pretty close. But it hurts a lot on this side. Yes, that is my final update of Living La Vida Lupus. And I will try to be more on top of this with the updates, especially with starting the Cymbalta. Alrighty, guys. See you later.